Welcome to Whisperer of Madness. If you're enjoying the story, consider liking the video and subscribing. It really helps grow the channel and this community. Ning Zhuo came to the pill furnace in the corner of the room. The pill furnace was burning with raging flames, and inside the flames stood a mechanism monkey as tall as a person, enduring the fire constantly. The skeleton of the mechanism monkey was straight, and its entire body was covered in vivid red hair. Only its muscles were slowly degrading in the fire, flowing out from various gaps. The magma fairy palace was hidden in volcanic magma. Ning Zhuo had to control the explosive flame monkey, carrying the 1,000 catty fire essence too. Traverse the thick magma and stick to the surface of the Immortal palace to self-destruct. But now its muscles could not support it. If cloud-patterned soft silver doesn't work, let's switch to the next material. Ning Zhuo sat down at the table. According to his plan, tonight he would try using oil smoke mud. The reddish-brown oil smoke mud emitted a pungent smell. Ning Zhuo took a small wooden hammer and began to pound the soil. Each strike of the small wooden hammer on the soil produced a dull thud, scattering the clumps of dirt within. Whenever sparks appeared in the reddish-brown soil, the wooden hammer emitted a chill, extinguishing the sparks instantly. To process the oil smoke mud, Ning Zhuo specifically designed and developed the small wooden hammer. If the examiners of the Grand Examination saw this, they would immediately rate Ning Zhuo's talisman subject as outstanding. Lower, middle, and upper rankings were the most common evaluations. Outstanding was extremely rare. Sometimes there might not be one in an entire year. This meant the regular evaluation standards were already insufficient to describe the excellence of a young cultivator. When all the clumps in the oil smoke mud were completely dissolved, a layer of fire oil had accumulated on the surface of the red mud. Ning Zhuo took a square cloth made of cotton material and covered it on the oil smoke mud. As he infused mana, the formation on the cloth activated, quickly absorbing the fire oil. This cloth was also designed by Ning Zhuo, but this time he did not use a talisman, but arranged a miniature formation on it. The formation on this cloth was also of an outstanding level. Ning Zhuo carefully checked, confirmed the oil smoke mud was properly processed, and then began kneading it. The processed fire oil mud had excellent stickiness, and Ning Zhuo kneaded it into a pliable and fine texture. The other impurities in the mud were all washed out by Ning Zhuo's infusion of mana. Ning Zhuo dismantled one arm of the mechanism monkey and applied the processed oil smoke mud to the arm's skeleton. Ning Zhuo's fingers were clean and white, his movements swift and precise under the light of the spirit lamp. He concentrated intensely and was completely unaware of the passage of time. At that moment, the young man exuded a charm of seriousness. The oil smoke mud quickly took shape under his hands. The bare arm skeleton now had full, blood-red muscles. Of course, Ning Zhuo did more than merely shape the exterior with his hands. During the process, he continuously channeled mana into the soil, organizing internally. A light cut with a blade would reveal the muscle-like texture within the red mud. This astonishing skill in shaping materials would certainly amaze the Academy Elder. If Ning Zhuo exposed this, he would definitely become the star pupil of this year's cohort. The emergence of such an excellent artifact refining talent would sufficiently prove the talent and efforts of the Academy Elder. After shaping the muscle, Ning Zhuo began testing the arm. It wouldn't work. The oil smoke mud had excellent fire resistance, but its mana compatibility was quite poor. It needs improvement, Ning Zhuo started recalling. Oil smoke mud mixed with thunder sand can create explosives, commonly used for blasting mountains or fighting demon beasts. Oil smoke mud combined with toxins can be refined into poison pills. When the poison pills disintegrate, they release a fire-poison smoke barrier used to obstruct enemies and provide defense. Oil smoke mud can also be combined with coal for use in a furnace in the artifact refining room, providing long-lasting, high-temperature fuel. Over the years, Ningzhuo had tried his best to memorize everything he could access. During the Zhen holidays, he often stayed in the family library all day long, from morning till night, forgetting to eat and sleep. Nobody knew that the outwardly unremarkable Ningzhuo was in fact a walking library. Ningzhuo recalled all his knowledge regarding oil, smoke, mud, but couldn't find a method to improve it. No matter, I'll design the pill formula myself. The young man had his own ambitions, his eyes sparkling with confidence. Oil, smoke, mud has a warm nature, attributed to the heart and liver meridian, and the fire oil's energy can expel damp and cold from the bones. In small amounts, it can treat cold-induced abdominal pain. If mixed with moonlight water from the well, the fire and water properties might balance each other, potentially reducing the weight. Using a tail feather from a swallow as a guiding ingredient and refining together. Perhaps the bird's wind property, its nimbleness and spread, would allow the main ingredient, oil, smoke, mud, to reach its optimal state. Ling yin willow fluff might also work. Refine the fluff and oil, smoke, mud together, referencing formulas like light spirit pill and purity dispersal for ratios. The resulting material should be significantly lighter. Ningzhuo's quick thinking, based on pharmacology and rich in logic, soon led him to conceive several pill formulas. This alone would ensure that his elixir pill subject score would be outstanding. The Ning family would undoubtedly step in to secure Ningzhuo firmly within the family. Ningzhuo began attempting to refine new materials. He searched through his material library and found at least 7 possible experimental plans. Moonlight water failed. The resulting mud's stickiness slightly decreased, weight slightly decreased, but fire resistance weakened significantly. Swallowtail feather major failure. What he got was no longer mud, but a pile of dust. Ningzhuo, however, felt joy. The wind property of the bird's feather was too strong. I now have a deeper understanding of this material. The third attempt was with Ling yin willow fluff. The resulting clay displayed willow fluff patterns, with stickiness unchanged, fire resistance slightly reduced, and weight drastically reduced. All other tests passed one by one. I was lucky, didn't expect to get an ideal result on the third try. Ningzhuo had not been happy for long when he saw the willow fluff patterns float up on the clay. An interaction between clarity and turbidity caused the clay to rapidly deteriorate. This new clay wasn't stable in form. Ningzhuo attempted the fourth experiment. It was a major failure. He pondered for a while, but did not hurry to try the next plan. Instead, he delved into the details of the Ling yin willow plan. This plan is close to success, and it adapts to all types of mana. I just need to stabilize its form. What should I do? Old problems were resolved, and new ones emerged. Ningzhuo was not the least bit discouraged. Instead, he was eager and more focused on thinking. He immersed himself completely in the process of design, which brought him wholehearted joy rather than monotony and fatigue. In this state of thought, he felt his existence, felt his value. He knew he was creating something that did not originally exist in nature. This anticipation and sense of achievement were unparalleled. What was torturous to others was pure enjoyment for him, a mental pleasure. Time silently passed by, and Ningzhuo remained oblivious as he was deep in thought. After an unknown length of time, his eyes suddenly brightened. To solve this technical problem, I need a dynamic formation. However, such knowledge was far beyond the syllabus and not taught in the Ning Family Academy. Ningzhuo stood up and took several paces back and forth in his underground workspace. After thinking for a moment, he stopped, slightly raised his head and made up his mind. Xianxia, known as the Living Array Master, specializes in dynamic formations, and crucially, he is also a master of mechanisms. It's time to approach him. The youthful guest stood behind the mechanical cart, merely glancing at Ningzi briefly without speaking. The youthful guest always had this attitude. Though Ningzi felt helpless, he harbored growing anger within. He was a cultivator of the Ning family, but the youthful guest showed him no respect. However, since the young clan leader of the Ning family had been trying to win over the youthful guest, Ningzi repressed his indignation and forced a smile. "Lord Youthful Guest, I've brought a great deal this time. 80 top and bottom wishing ropes in total. Look, with such a huge transaction, can't you offer a better price? I've been your regular customer for so long. With my continued patronage, there will be more such transactions in the future. It's always 200 spirit stones per wishing rope. This price is a bit unreasonable, don't you think?" The youthful guest nodded slightly, his voice hoarse and aged. "You're right. Then it's 250 spirit stones per piece." Ningzi was taken aback for a moment, then laughed. "Lord Youthful Guest, please don't jest with me. That's not how you negotiate a discount." The youthful guest snorted coldly. "Every extra word you utter raises the price by 50 spirit stones." Ningzi stared wide-eyed, momentarily frozen in place. The anger within him rose like a flame, and he almost wanted to slap the old man to the ground. But in the end, he suppressed his fury and said begrudgingly, "Fine, I'll go with your price. However, our clan would like to add some additional functionalities to better align with our cultivation techniques. The specific modifications." The youthful guest interrupted sternly. "No modifications, take it or leave it. If you don't want it, then get lost." Ningzi was left speechless. After taking a deep breath, he finally nodded with a wry smile, agreeing to the transaction. The youthful guest made no movements, but several mechanical puppets lowered from the top of the cart in front of him. These mechanical puppets, driven by strings, moved like real people, laughing and chattering. They rolled, leaped, and even tussled with each other, eventually opening the round cover on the cart. One by one, they descended into the hole beneath the cover, dragging the wishing ropes out like pulling out large snakes. Every time Ningzi saw this scene, he was amazed. Such mastery of mechanical string control was exceptional, and the puppets seemed alive. If the young cultivators in the Ning family's upcoming grand exam had even 1% of this control, the mechanical techniques section would undoubtedly achieve top grades. Mechanical techniques are considered the lowest among the 100 cultivation arts, as they have many weaknesses. The most obvious one is the method of control. Take these puppets, for example. Sever the strings, and they are paralyzed in an instant. Ningzi handed over the spirit stones and left the black market with the wishing ropes, revealing a hint of malice and anger on his face. "Youthful guest, I've always been polite to you, yet you never reciprocate. This time, I've specifically hired the Huang family's 3 ghosts for you. I've even prepared a gift for you. Since you refuse to drink a toast, you'll have to drink a forfeit." Ningzi had reached the end of his patience, resorting to danger as a last measure. His plan was simple. First, have the Huang family's 3 ghosts deal with the youthful guest, then he would step in to save the day and gain favor. If the youthful guest was severely injured, Ningzi wouldn't rule out coercing him into submission. In any case, the primary goal was to open the situation and complete his mission. Any other problems would be the Ning families to worry about. After the black market closed, the youthful guest, laden with goods, walked through the dim alleyways. Suddenly, suppression charm. A talisman was triggered instantly, sealing the surrounding space. The youthful guest stopped in place, unmoving. Haha. A light, eerie laughter echoed as 3 little ghosts emerged from the sides, attacking the youthful guest. The youthful guest remained still as a stone, only shaking his body when the ghosts were close. Several mechanical birds fell from him, shooting out like arrows. Mechanisms, silent thunderbirds. In the darkness, sudden flashes of lightning appeared, erupting soundlessly. In an instant, the silent thunderbirds killed the 3 ghosts. How is this possible? With the suppression charm in place, you shouldn't be able to use divine sense to control the mechanisms. Something's odd. Clearly, these are mechanical puppets, but he didn't seem to use any strings. No matter, let's attack together. The Huang family's 3 ghosts leaped out simultaneously, unleashing their abilities as they surrounded and attacked the youthful guest. In a split second, a dozen ghosts burst forth, filling the surroundings with ferocious, sinister apparitions. The youthful guest stood as immovable as a mountain, his long, messy black hair suddenly intertwining to form long whips. The pitch-black whips danced like wild dragons and snakes, silent but brimming with deadly intent. Mechanisms. Youthful hanging death whip. The whip's ferocity was unmatched, appearing capable of devouring everything, leaving nothing but scattered souls in their path. The 3 ghosts of the Huang family's eyes glowed with fierce light as they prepared to strike. In the youthful guest's sea of consciousness, a treasure seal, immense like a mountain, combining both Buddha and demon aspects, suddenly emitted a strange light. Magical treasure, Buddha heart demon seal. The 3 ghosts simultaneously froze, revealing fatal flaws. In their sheer horror, they retreated hastily, but it was too late. 2 cries echoed as 2 ghosts fell dead. The eldest of the 3, his eyes blazing with rage, attempted a desperate counterattack, forcing his foundation establishment Danshan to its limits against the youthful guest. He pinned all his hopes of revenge on his magic artifact dagger, which streaked like lightning, piercing the center of the youthful guest's forehead. Clang. A crisp metallic sound echoed. The eldest of the 3 ghosts froze in disbelief. Thud, thud, thud. In the next moment, 10 youthful hanging death whips converged, piercing through him from all directions. The eldest ghost's eyes widened as his body was impaled by the hanging death whips, suspended in midair. Blood sprayed out from his wounds like rain, splattering on the ground and walls, concealed by the thick darkness of the night. When nearby cultivators heard the unusual sounds and came to investigate the alley, what happened? A cultivator wondered. In the alley, not a single corpse or drop of blood was to be found. As Ningzi waited, his heart grew cold. Why is there no news yet? It's been so long. They should have succeeded by now. The youthful guest is at the foundation establishment stage, and the Huang family's 3 ghosts are also at the foundation establishment stage. Even if their battle power was suppressed in Fire Persimmon Immortal City, there's no reason 3 against 1 would fail. He tried to reassure himself. I even gave them the suppression charm and the green knife manties, which can cut the strings. With such preparations, the mechanism master should be heavily restrained. I'll wait a little longer. This wait was destined to yield no results. The youthful guest walked through the underground tunnel. 3 youthful hanging death whips trailed behind him, each suspending a cultivator's corpse. As he moved, their shadows cast terrifying, monster-like silhouettes on the tunnel walls. Ahead, a faint red glow began to emerge, and the temperature rose. Turning a corner, a large pill furnace appeared before the youthful guest. Opening the furnace door, the youthful guest tossed the 3 corpses inside with practiced ease. Sealing the furnace door, he moved towards an adjacent storage room. He placed several pounds of fire essence procured from the black market into the storage room. Years of accumulation had built a small mountain of fire essence inside the storage room. Only the last 10 pounds of fire essence are needed. The youthful guest proceeded to the teleportation room, activating the teleportation array. The next moment, he returned to his underground workshop. The youthful guest's body started to change. The bizarre long black hair retracted rapidly, his hunched figure straightened, and under the shifting light and shadows beneath the black robe. The elderly form gradually revealed its true appearance. It was a silver-gray armored suit. A faint treasure light flowed across the surface of the armor. It was adorned with talismans and array patterns. On its helmet, a fresh scar appeared, left by the Huang family's eldest ghost in his final counterattack. The chest plate, abdomen plate, and leg plates of the armor spread open symmetrically to the sides. A young boy emerged from within. The boy had a fair complexion, clear eyes, and exuded a calm and serene aura. The armored suit was named Iron Han Armor. The boy's name was Ning Zhuo. Ning family clan land. Today was the big day for the Ning family's exam results to be announced. Ning Zi and his wife, Wang Lan, had been sitting in the middle hall since early morning, waiting for the results of the two younger family members' important exams. From birth, the children of the Ning family had their bone roots tested annually, until they were 12 or 13 years old. Those with cultivation talent were sent to the family's private school, supported by the family for full-time study until they were 16 or 17, when they would take the final graduation exam. The annual major exam determined the destiny of the young cultivators. The top 30 in the exam would have the opportunity to join the main industries of the Ning family, which promised a much brighter future. While Wang Lan sipped her tea, her eyes frequently darted to the main gate, revealing her nervousness and anticipation. Ning Zi's gaze, however, was unfocused, and he was in a very melancholic mood. He had waited until dawn, but there was no news from the three ghosts of the Huang family. They failed. I didn't expect that youthful guest to be so fierce and ruthless. It's okay, it's okay. When I contacted the three ghosts of the Huang family, I didn't show my true face, so the youthful guest couldn't have discovered me. The three ghosts of the Huang family are overrated. Even with the suppression charm and the green knife manties, they couldn't win 3 against 1. I really misjudged them. Alas, the youthful guest, what should I do next? Ning Zi, forced into a desperate situation, took a risky move but suffered a humiliating defeat. His head ached as he pondered how to explain this failure to the young clan leader. Father, mother, I made it. I got into the top 30. At that moment, a young boy rushed into the room, shouting excitedly. Really? Jir, you really made it. Wang Lan immediately stood up, her face full of joy. The young cultivator, Ning Jai, shouted loudly, Of course. Mother, don't you believe in your own son? Oh. Ning Zi looked up to see his son Ning Jai's flaunting smile. Usually, Ning Jai's results were around the 40th place. Unexpectedly, he had performed exceptionally well in this major exam. This unexpected good news slightly alleviated Ning Zi's worries. Ning Jai's voice was high-pitched. Father, mother, this time I made you proud. I've always said I knew my own capabilities. Though my usual grades weren't great, it was just because I didn't want to give my all. Unlike someone else. Usually scoring well, staying within the top 30. But this time they fell flat, only getting 31st place. Alas, they failed. As he spoke, Ning Jai turned to look at the young man in white who followed him in, his face full of mockery. The young man in white dressed plainly, his eyes clear, filled with guilt and a deep sense of loss. Uncle, aunt, the young man in white, Ning Zhuo, bowed. Wang Lan glanced at him and snapped, What? Little Zhuo, you messed up this time. Ning Zi's face darkened, and he stretched out his hand. Let me see the report card. Ning Zhuo took out the report card and handed it to his uncle, Ning Zi. Ning Zi glanced at it, and his face remained stern. The next moment, he shook the paper and said, Little Zhuo, how could you make such a serious mistake this time? I remember you had made some achievements in mechanical techniques. Earlier, the mechanical parrot you made received praise from the elder. Mechanical techniques is supposed to be your strength. How could you score so low this time? Sigh, without this low score, you would have been in the top 30. His aunt's eyes were sharp. Little Zhuo, tell me, have you been taking private tasks from the mechanical workshop again recently? Without waiting for Ning Zhuo to answer, his aunt sighed regretfully. I told you so many times, don't be greedy for money. At your age, you should focus on your studies. You put your effort into making money, but end up losing the bigger opportunity. Look at you now. outside the top 30. You can't even get into the family's industries. Hearing this, Ningzhuo finally mustered the courage. Aunt, I heard from my classmates that it's possible to use connections. Before he could finish, his aunt interrupted loudly. Connections. Do you know how many spirit stones it takes to use connections? Do you know how many people we have to approach? Oh, now that you have failed in just a few words, your uncle and I have to run around, looking for people, pull strings for you. You still dare mention it. If you knew this would happen, why did you act that way in the first place? I always told you to focus on your cultivation, not to take private jobs for a few spirit stones. What's the use? If you had made it into the top 30 and entered the family industries, you would have made much more. The key is having fewer tasks, more time, and being able to continue your cultivation. Ningzhuo raised his head abruptly, his face flushed with the shame of being humiliated. He gritted his teeth and said firmly, Uncle, Aunt, I, Ningzhuo, will take responsibility for my own actions. Since I am 31st, so be it. Over the years, I have been grateful for your care. This result is bad fruit I planted myself, so I will bear the consequences. I will take responsibility for my own actions. I don't believe I couldn't find a way to support myself out there. Having said this, Ningzhuo bowed and took his leave. Uncle, Aunt, my classmates are waiting for me for a meal. If there's nothing else, I will take my leave. Uncle stared at Ningzhuo, remaining silent. Aunt waved her hand in disgust. Go, go, you have a big heart, failing so badly yet still having the mood for a meal. Ningzhuo couldn't stay any longer and turned to leave in a huff. His cousin, Ningjai, sat down comfortably. Aunt turned to Ningjai, her anger changing to joy. My son is still the best. She pushed the tea snacks on the table. Quick, try this. It's golden silk, jade dew cake from the golden banquet hall. Eating it will enhance your sea of consciousness and strengthen your divine sense, which will be greatly beneficial for your cultivation and future foundation establishment. Ning Jai's eyes lit up. He eagerly picked one up and put it in his mouth. The golden silk jade dew cake had a unique texture. The cake was soft and glutinous. The golden threads were harder and crunchy, with a fluid filling inside. Ningjai swallowed 3 bites and felt a gust of clear air rising from his stomach to his head, refreshing his spirit. Ningjai praised sincerely. Delicious, delicious. Then eat more, they're all for you, his mother smiled. Ningjai devoured the remaining 3, licking his lips with relish. As expected of Golden Banquet Hall's product, it's delicious. Why are there only 4? Are there any more? His father snorted coldly. Each of these cakes costs 20 spirit stones. You just ate nearly 100 spirit stones worth, and you want more. You need to work harder and not slack off. Perform well in the family from now on, and try to earn enough spirit food for yourself with your own hands. Ningjai shouted, Father, I made you proud this time. Think about it, if my previous performance had been bad, wouldn't you have had to pull strings, give gifts, and find connections to get me into the family industries? My excellent performance in the major exam saved you hundreds of spirit stones, so what's a little golden banquet hall cake? Besides, I'm eating these to enhance my spirit, to help with my cultivation and hard work. If I had such resources earlier, my performance would have been much better. Ningjai's father glared and was about to reprimand him. His mother quickly intervened. All right, both of you say less. She glared at her husband. My son did well, he should be praised. After just a few words, you are criticizing him again. Don't look at my son's playful nature. He is reliable at crucial moments. Unlike Ningzhuo, whose usual performance makes people careless, but at the critical moment, he is the most worrying. You see, after a bit of criticism, he turned around and left. So unteachable, am I wrong? Humph, off to dine out. He still has the mood for that. Ningjai sneered. He thinks too highly of himself, ignoring the earnest advice of father and mother. By the way, are we really going to pull strings for him? Ningjai's father snorted. That's not your concern." Ning Jai, seeing his father's anger, instinctively shrank his neck, but then remembered his excellent exam results and raised his voice. "Mother, even Ning Zhuo went out for a meal. I also want to go to a restaurant for spirit food. Give me some money. You don't know how hard I worked for this major exam." All right, all right." His mother smilingly took out a pouch of spirit stones and handed it to Ning Jai. Ning Jai took the pouch and left. Out on the street, after leaving the Ning family's residence, he didn't head directly to his favorite restaurant, but wandered around the streets. He wanted to see where Ning Zhuo was dining. Such opportunities were rare, and now that he had one, Ning Jai thought he could mock the other for fun. However, he searched left and right but couldn't find him. After asking several shop assistants, he confirmed that Ning Zhuo hadn't been there. Ning Jai slapped his forehead and realized, that kid was putting on an act. There's no meal appointment. He's probably crying in the dilapidated house where his mother died. Forget him, I'll go have a feast first. Not only was spirit food delicious, but it also helped boost cultivation, making Ning Jai very eager. His guess was partially correct. Ning Zhuo had already returned home. Compared to his uncle's and aunt's residence, Ning Zhuo's house was simple and shabby. Ning Zhuo gently closed the courtyard gate, crossed the small yard, entered the main house, and proceeded to an inner room. This was both his bedroom and study. Though the furniture was old and plain, it was kept very clean. Ning Zhuo touched the lion-shaped paperweight on the desk. The lion-shaped paperweight glowed slightly, indicating that no one had come while he was away. Turning, Ning Zhuo came to the bed and gently twisted the bedpost. Instantly, the mechanical sounds echoed, and the bed slid aside, revealing an underground passage. He stepped onto a wooden ladder, descending step by step into the underground secret room. Upon reaching the ground, he activated a switch on the wall, causing the bed above to return to its original position. With the light above gone, runes on the walls of the underground room lit up, making the small space bright. At this point, the gloomy, angry, and suppressed expressions on Ning Zhuo's face vanished, replaced by a calm demeanor. He sat at his familiar workbench, full of various mechanical components. Ning Zhuo opened the right-hand drawer, revealing it was filled with cakes. Each piece of cake was wrapped in paper imprinted with the Golden Banquet Hall's logo. He casually grabbed a handful, 5 or 6 pieces, channeled his mana, and instantly burned away the paper wrappers without damaging the golden silk jade dew cakes. Clearly, he had performed this action numerous times and was very skilled at it. As he chewed the cakes, Ning Zhuo's eyes became distant as he reviewed his performance today in his mind. He had maintained this good habit for more than 10 years. There should be no problem. I just didn't expect that during this major exam, others generally underperformed, not fully displaying their abilities. When I checked the results earlier, I almost thought I miscalculated and made it into the top 30 myself. Underground workspace. The gentle light of the spirit lamp evenly illuminated the entire space. Ning Zhuo sat at the table, checking the storage bag in his hand one last time. This was the spoils of war he had obtained from the 3 ghosts of the Huang family in the black market earlier. After confirming it was safe, Ning Zhuo began to decode the miniature formation on the first storage bag. Then fabricated the original owner's aura and divine sense, finally tricking the bag into opening successfully. In the first storage bag, there were a few spirit stones, a spiritual pet called green knife mantis, and some materials suitable for ghost cultivators, such as dark essence, spirit essence, and netherworld flowers. The second storage bag contained a few hundred spirit stones, ghost cultivation materials including a wisp of yin wind, and a jade slip for a ghost cultivation technique called the yin bone technique, which could modify one's bones. The third storage bag belonged to the leader of the 3 ghosts, and the formation had 2 layers, making it extraordinarily difficult and time-consuming for Ning Zhuo to crack. Interesting. The young man's eyes sparkled. The greater the difficulty and resistance, the more it stirred his fighting spirit. He immersed himself fully, enjoying the thrill of tackling challenges. After nearly half an hour, he finally succeeded in cracking it. As soon as it opened, a small ghost head lunged toward Ning Zhuo's face. Ning Zhuo snorted grimly, having been prepared. In the critical moment, the Buddha heart demon seal in his sea of consciousness flashed, capturing the ghost head. Then, the defensive formation on the desk activated, obliterating the ghost head instantly. The ghost head had been the final act of defiance from the ghost leader of the Huang family. With this, the storage bag had no more defenses against Ning Zhuo. There were over 1,000 spirit stones, 2 jade slips containing ghost cultivation techniques, the Netherworld Heart Sutra, and the detailed explanation of the soul attraction technique. There was also a large pile of cultivation materials, not exclusively for ghost cultivators. Fire essence. Ning Zhuo's pupils dilated as he discovered approximately 10 pounds of fire essence. Joy immediately appeared on his face. Containing his excitement, Ning Zhuo pulled out a drawer and grabbed a handful of golden silk jade drop cakes. Using a spark of mana, he burnt off the wrapping paper around the cakes, letting the ashes flutter away like the remnants of burnt corpses in a pill furnace. He opened his mouth and stuffed all the cakes in. Chewing, under the illumination of the spirit light lamp, his lips glowed crimson, revealing white teeth occasionally. The golden silk jade drop cake was crushed between his teeth and lips, its filling oozing out and mixing together. It was as if those many cultivators who had fallen at his hands were wailing in the grinder before their flesh and blood turned into nourishment for Ning Zhuo's growth. The world of cultivators was cruel. Without the gray market business of top and bottom wishing ropes and the contributions of these demon path cultivators, how could Ning Zhuo afford to eat so many golden silk jade drop cakes? As he ate the golden silk jade drop cake, Ning Zhuo happily tallied the gains from yesterday's black market. Selling top and bottom wishing ropes earned him 24,000 spirit stones. His uncle, Ning Zi, had purchased 80 ropes for the Ning family, contributing the bulk of it. In comparison, the spirit stones from the 3 ghosts of the Huang family were pitifully few. The top and bottom wishing ropes I make are the best underground ropes on the market. As such, this business has always been good. It seems the Ning family is preparing for a big movement with such war preparation. Alas, the cultivation world is a dog-eat-dog place. There's always someone with ill intentions, bullying an ordinary young man like me. Since those 3 ghost cultivators had come out to rob, they were naturally poor. But the 10 pounds of fire essence were a real surprise. With this, the fire essence I've prepared has reached over 1,000 pounds, more than enough. Over the past few years, Ning Zhuo had been secretly accumulating fire essence. For safety, he bought only a little each time from the market, gradually adding up. At his pace, gathering 10 pounds of fire essence would take over a month. Now, this large batch of fire essence immediately filled his final gap. After tallying the gains, Ning Zhuo also calculated the losses from last night's black market. He took out a silver-gray token from his bosom. The front of the token had the character Han, and the back had the character Kang. Ning Zhuo tossed it lightly, and the token disassembled, expanded, and emitted dazzling light. When the light dissipated, the Iron Han armor floated quietly in midair. Ning Zhuo opened a section of the spine in the Iron Han armor, where a foundation establishment pill was embedded. Only 30% of the foundation establishment pill is left. This pill was crucial, one of the elements enabling the Iron Han armor to exhibit foundation establishment level combat power. Ning Zhuo himself was only at the Kai refinement realm. Once the foundation establishment pill is used up, the Iron Han armor will be useless. Alas, obtaining a foundation establishment pill is incredibly difficult. Ning Zhuo frowned slightly. This was Ning Zhuo's greatest loss from yesterday. He had also gained a new scar last night. It was the stab wound left by the leader of the 3 ghosts of the Huang family, and Ning Zhuo was helpless against it. Upon closer inspection, the surface of this mechanical armor was already covered in scars. Some were old injuries, while others were marks left during battles when Ning Zhuo wore it. "Mother," Ning Zhuo stroked the old scars, his gaze becoming sorrowful. 14 years ago, when he was only 2, his mother had given him her dying advice. He thus learned, in Fire Persimmon Mountain, there was a magma fairy palace, a mechanical immortal city. The city spirit secretly selected cultivators to inherit the city. His mother had been one of the foundation establishment stage cultivators selected. The city's trials were extremely difficult. His mother, owing to her exceptional strength, was targeted jointly by other competitors and suffered fatal injuries. The immortal city kept declining, lowering its selection standards. Zhuor, when you turn 14, the selection standards of the mechanical immortal city will lower to the Kai refinement realm. This will be your greatest opportunity. Zhuor, you must study mechanical techniques well. Don't let anyone know about your investment in this area. You must personally design mechanism artifacts, assemble them, and operate them. These are all parts of the mechanical immortal city's tests. If you rank among the top few in the selection, you will be recognized as a mechanism seed and will receive the city's focused nurturing. This is particularly important for you since you lack the background others have. You need the cultivation resources of the mechanical immortal city even more. Never cultivate to the foundation establishment stage using our family's technique. Your mother was a mechanism seed in the foundation establishment stage, but regrettably couldn't change her cultivation technique due to her fixed dantian. Many trials in the lava palace became much harder for me because I hadn't practiced the techniques left by the 3 ancestral masters, eventually forcing me to stop helplessly. Cough, cough, cough. 2-year-old Ning Zhuo cried in terror. "Mother, stop talking, you're coughing blood." Ning Zhuo's mother extended her hand, stroking his small head, eyes full of reluctance and worry. "Zhuor, I'm sorry, I can't protect you. Without your father and me, you'll be alone, relying solely on yourself. Do not be too loyal to the family. Your father made that mistake. Before he died, he asked the young clan leader Ning Xiaoran to look after you. But I've seen him clearly. He's not reliable. Your uncle and aunt are both stubborn and stingy, not kind people. Be cautious. Sometimes, relatives and friends around you are more dangerous than enemies. Don't stand out too much. With your parents gone, no one is your true support. Be inconspicuous but not inferior. Grow up ordinarily, quietly accumulate strength, without attracting attention. I've seen too many child prodigies perish young. Mother's iron hand armor is left for your protection. It holds the power of foundation establishment. Also, this magical treasure, the Buddha Heart Demon Seal, it's my lucky find from the Magma Fairy Palace. Never expose it. By now, her voice had faded to the limit. Tears kept falling as she stared intently at the 2-year-old Ning Zhuo, wanting to look at him, to keep looking, but her vision turned darker. In her final moments, she hesitated. "I don't know if teaching you this is right or wrong. Zhuor, take good care of yourself. If you can't, give up on the Magma Fairy Palace. Life is the most important. I want you to live well. If you live, Mother will be happy." The 2-year-old Ning Zhuo clung desperately to his mother's blood-stained robe. Mother, stop talking. Don't die, wah wah wah." His mother's last words. "Good Zhuor, don't be afraid. Mother is here, Mother will protect you from below." The next moment, her heart stopped beating, and her hand slowly slipped from Ning Zhuo's head. The 2-year-old Ning Zhuo's body trembled as if struck by lightning. He looked up abruptly. Already 16 years old, once tender and tear-streaked, the child's face had been replaced with a determined look of a grown teenager. He had grown up, bearing his mother's dying admonitions and expectations. "Mother, the circumstances have changed. The city lord, along with the Zhu and Zheng families, have intensified their cleaning efforts in the flame demon melting cave, significantly reducing the defensive pressure of the magma fairy palace and minimizing its damage. Without external pressure, the palace spirit hasn't lowered the selection standards anymore. This year, the Ning family also discovered the secret of the magma fairy palace. If they join the defense, when will I see the standards lower? Maybe never in this lifetime. The major powers in Fire Persimmon Immortal City are all trying to monopolize the benefits of the magma fairy palace within their circles. How can this be tolerated? So I must act personally. Now, I have accumulated enough fire essence, definitely sufficient to bombard the palace to a state of damage, lowering the standards. I just need the explosive flame monkey. Ning family, council hall. The spirit light lamp emitted a bright glow. The Ning family clan leader, the young clan leader, and all the family elders gathered here. A few jade slips were being passed among them, recording the entire process of the major examination of the Ning family this year. The clan leader caressed the jade slip in his hand, his eyes slightly closed, and the scenes in the jade slip replayed continuously in his mind. Unlike in previous years, this year he focused on the assessment of mechanical techniques. This year, the content of the Ning family's major examination in mechanical techniques had changed to the control of puppet strings. The young cultivators infused mana, channeling it through the strings and into the puppet. Through the dual effects of divine sense and mana, the puppet gained mobility and performed various actions. However, even the best-performing young cultivators in this examination managed only to make the puppet walk, somersault in the air, and roll on the ground. Overall, the situation was unbearable to watch. The clan leader slowly opened his eyes, withdrew his divine sense from the jade slip, and placed it gently on the desk beside him. In this family examination, there were no seeds of mechanism masters among the juniors. The Ning family clan leader sighed. The academy elder, feeling the pressure, quickly spoke. "Clan leader, esteemed family elders, our Ning family excels in talismans. Among the 100 arts of cultivation, mechanical techniques is a specialized field. Our family's foundation in mechanical techniques is scant, and the teachers who instruct this art in our academy are all semi-skilled. How could we possibly cultivate seeds of mechanical techniques?" The Ning family clan leader reassured. "Calm down, I am not blaming you. It is just that the Lava Palace is a mechanical immortal city, where the 3 ancestral masters once hid to suppress the eruption of Fire Persimmon Mountain. To obtain the treasures and the mechanical techniques legacy from the Magma Fairy Palace, the best approach is to start with mechanism masters. Our Ning family discovered the Magma Fairy Palace only this year, whereas the other 2 great families and the city's lord have been ahead of us for a long time. They had time to secretly nurture seeds of mechanical techniques, but we did not. We are latecomers, and it is too late. Our only chance to compete is to heavily recruit outsiders to serve as our guest elders." The Ning family clan leader took out another jade slip. This contains information about the renowned mechanism masters in the Fire Persimmon Immortal City and its surroundings. "Pass it around." After the family elders had examined it, the Ning family clan leader continued. "We must make contact with all these mechanism masters and strive to recruit them. Especially the youthful guest. He is a mechanism master in Persimmon Fire City with considerable strength and should be our primary target." The young clan leader said. "Youthful guest's identity is mysterious, and he has never publicly appeared. His mechanisms sell well, but they are all sold through a monthly black market. The black market is controlled by Sun Lingtong. He is an outer disciple of the Bukong sect, and it is very difficult for us to truly contact youthful guest." The Ning family clan leader frowned. Xiaoran, I don't want to hear about difficulties. I need you to solve this problem. The young clan leader, Ning Xiaoran, wiped the sweat from his forehead and hastened to assure. Yes, father. I have already sent people to find a way to contact him personally and will have results soon. Only then did the Ning family clan leader stroke his beard. Good. I will wait for the results. After the meeting, the young clan leader immediately summoned his subordinate, Ning Zi. Ning Zi, as the procurement manager of the Ning family, I supported you. I told you to contact youthful guest, yet you have made no progress. What exactly are you doing? The young clan leader frowned deeply. Ning Zi, a middle-aged man with a bitter expression, would have avoided such tasks if it were possible. Young clan leader, I am ashamed and deserve to die for not accomplishing this task as per your instructions. But this youthful guest is genuinely hard to communicate with. I have bargained repeatedly during our trades in the black market, especially when purchasing the top and bottom wishing ropes, yet he remains unmoved. He refuses to discuss anything beyond the transaction. Youthful guest is too mysterious. I have tried every possible way to investigate, but ended up provoking Sun Lingtong, the black market leader, costing us personnel and framing me. I paid a hefty sum of spirit stones out of my own pocket. Enough, the young clan leader interrupted unhappily. You were outwitted, which is embarrassing enough. How dare you expect the family to bear the consequences of your mistakes? This time, our family needs to procure 80 top and bottom wishing ropes. You will handle this. Ning Zi was astonished. 80, that many? The young clan leader replied. Leverage this big transaction and make every effort. You have approached youthful guest multiple times, but failed to establish any connection. Your performance truly makes me doubt your capabilities, Ning Zi. Ning Zi felt immense pressure and repeatedly vowed to do his utmost. Ning Zi arrived in the southeastern region of Persimmon Fire City. This area of the Fire Persimmon Immortal City was rife with chaos, theft rampant, and the worst security. It was also where the black market was located. At one entrance to the black market, Ning Zi displayed a token. An eagle-eyed cultivator gave Ning Zi a cold once-over, carefully inspected the token, then tossed it back and said in a chilling tone, Follow me. He led Ning Zi into a small house, then uncovered a floorboard inside, revealing a hole. He took Ning Zi through the hole, navigating a twisting tunnel, finally arriving at an underground trading space. It resembled a small marketplace. Ning Zi's eyes scanned the area and quickly spotted his target. Respected youthful guest, we meet again. Ning Zi approached youthful guest, his face full of enthusiastic smiles. Youthful guest was an elderly man with a severely stooped back, leaning heavily on a cane. His haggard face bore deep wrinkles and dark, swollen eye bags. His long black hair was disheveled, extending from his head to his shoulders and down to his feet, like a large black cloak. The flying disc workshop was an inconspicuous little workshop. In the rudimentary workspace, Xianxia frowned as he looked at the semi-finished mechanical artifact on the table. Xianxia was an old man, dressed in a black robe, with graying beard and deep-set eyes. At this moment, he sat on a mechanical chair floating a few feet off the ground, racking his brain but failing to come up with a solution. His design had once again encountered a bottleneck. This time, who knows how long I'll be stuck? Xianxia sighed bitterly. Designing mechanical artifacts never had a fixed timeline. Sometimes, an idea would come in 1 or 2 days. Other times, it would take weeks or months. Xianxia had once spent an entire year overcoming a design hurdle. He glanced at the account book on the upper right corner of the table, and his expression grew even grimmer. Outstanding mechanical artifacts always required inspiration and ingenious planning. Xianxia had a solid foundation and was particularly good at formations, but his inspiration was very scarce, lacking creativity. Previously, he hadn't realized this and had borrowed money to set up this workshop. Reality had given him a harsh slap, emptying his savings and leaving him in debt. Now he found himself riding a tiger. Selling the workshop wouldn't even cover his debts. Regret was pointless now. Xianxia knew that the only way out was to design an excellent mechanical artifact, make a huge profit in the market, and turn his fortune around. Knock, knock, knock. There came a knock on the door. Xianxia frowned slightly. "What is it?" A voice came from outside. "Master, someone is here to consult with you." Xianxia nodded. "Bring him in." He was in urgent need of money to pay off his debts. Normally, he wouldn't take on such consultation work, but he had no choice but to find money from every possible source. A moment later, Ning Zhuo walked into the workshop slowly. "Junior's surname is Ning, given name Zhuo. Greetings to Master Xianxia." The old man gave a light hum, holding his facade, while quickly sizing up Ning Zhuo. Ning Zhuo wore a clean, white robe. His eyes were calm and pure, and his face youthful and tender. Xianxia's gaze lingered for a moment on the jade pendant at Ning Zhuo's waist. He saw the character Ning engraved on the jade pendant. Ning family. A gleam flashed in Xianxia's eyes. Fire Persimmon Immortal City had 4 major powers. First and foremost, the City Lord's mansion, with the current City Lord being a nascent soul stage cultivator. Next were the Zhu family, known for their formations, the Zheng family for their weapons, and then the Ning family for their talismans. His heart stirred with slight joy. Coming from a major family, there's a good chance this young man has a considerable fortune. This business deal might be big. I'll point out more deficiencies later, so he asks more questions. After signing the confidentiality contract, Xianxia invited Ning Zhuo to sit. The contract bound both parties to strict confidentiality regarding the questions and answers. Xianxia took a sip of bitter tea, maintained a calm expression, and asked about Ning Zhuo's specific query. Ning Zhuo explained that he had designed a mechanical artifact and encountered a design problem. Xianxia smirked inwardly, thinking, "So, you're in the same boat as me." He didn't think much of it. As a mechanism cultivator, workshop owner, and a seller of knowledge, he'd seen many like Ning Zhuo before. Youngsters always think they are extraordinary. Their designs are often unsightly, unbearable. Some even contradict themselves, collapsing the moment mana is infused. Of course, these were Xianxia's thoughts. Outwardly, he nodded slightly, signaling Ning Zhuo to continue. Ning Zhuo said, "Every year during the Fire Persimmon Festival, there are casualties. I wanted to design a mechanical artifact to pick fire persimmons. I named it Explosive Flame Monkey. I've designed it, but it's just missing the final hurdle." Xianxia grew impatient. "All right," Xianxia waved his hand. "Show it to me first." Ning Zhuo then retrieved the mechanical monkey from his storage bag. Xianxia was slightly stunned, involuntarily letting out an inward sound of surprise. The explosive flame monkey's fur was a smooth, uniform red, exquisite and ornate. Its first appearance firmly grasped Xianxia's attention. Xianxia was a foundation establishment stage cultivator with divine sense. He couldn't wait to use his divine sense to investigate. The next moment, his brows almost shot up, but he managed to hold them back just in time. This mechanical monkey isn't simple. Although his design ability was lacking, his vision was ample, and he immediately saw many extraordinary aspects of the explosive flame monkey. Xianxia reached out to stroke the monkey's fur. It felt smooth and comfortable, and he silently praised. "The stitching is seamless, as though it's one piece." Multiple talismans were drawn inside the fur, enhancing its toughness. The craftsmanship is meticulous, the arrangement rigorous, comparable to an experienced tailor. He wanted to find flaws, but couldn't. He had to settle for a lukewarm appraisal. The basic sewing skills used for the fur are fairly passable. Ning Zhuo nodded, agreeing. "Yes, I use traditional spiritual power embroidery techniques. The fur is from a fire velvet rat. Its small size, means the raw materials are too fragmented, requiring a lot of thread for stitching. This indeed has many flaws, with the fire resistance at the seams greatly diminished. Oh, you did it yourself. Xianxia raised his eyes, giving Ningzhuo a puzzled look. Designing mechanical artifacts didn't mean making them. Ningzhuo was so young, at such an age, having such craftsmanship. Perhaps this is his strong suit, Xianxia thought while continuing to scan with his divine sense. He reached the monkey's skeleton, his heart stirred. Is this celestial gold? Celestial gold is both lightweight and sturdy, with some spatial properties. Using it for the skeleton, is it to have storage function? Continuing his inspection. Indeed. Xianxia thought. He saw the array patterns on the skeleton. This is a storage formation. It's laid out very fittingly, fully utilizing the skeleton, maximizing the compressed range of the formation. To compress the formation to this extent, the person laying it has considerable skill. After doing this, the mechanical monkey still has room for upgrades. The creator has a broad vision. Xianxia silently praised, then gave Ningzhuo another glance before focusing his gaze back on the mechanical monkey on the table. Regarding the skeleton, there was nothing to criticize. Xianxia thought for a moment and then said, "Using celestial gold follows the book without any highlights. The formation has been slightly adjusted. These adjustments are all based on predecessor's work, nothing worth mentioning." Xianxia was mentally prepared, waiting for Ningzhuo's indignant retort. But contrary to his expectation, Ningzhuo nodded in agreement. Actually, my first choice was hollow snail. Using the snail powder mixed with a small amount of refined iron, then melting, compressing, and shaping the skeleton, its storage capacity far exceeds celestial gold. Unfortunately, hollow snails are rare in Fire Persimmon Immortal City. Xianxia was momentarily stunned, thinking, so, he knows this too. Hollow snail combined with refined iron was indeed better, and would pair better with the fire velvet rat skin. Xianxia coughed twice, giving Ningzhuo a penetrating look, his tone flat. Good that you know. He lowered his head and continued scanning with his divine sense. He saw the monkey's muscles and speculated. Are these muscles made of oil smoke mud, further enhancing fire resistance? No, it's a bit off. It should be a new material refined using oil smoke mud as the main ingredient through alchemical methods. This is probably an original creation. Is this also done by the young man before me? What's his name again? Ningzhuo. Xianxia couldn't help but harbor some doubts. Ningzhuo was too young, yet had such mastery in alchemy. Even the creation of a new alchemical material was incredibly rare and challenging. Suppressing his suspicion, Xianxia continued his observation, silently impressed. Aside from the material, the monkey's muscle sculpting is superb. Just the foundation of material sculpting qualifies the creator to be the secondary hammer in an artifact refining workshop. For crafting smaller magic artifacts, even the main hammer isn't out of reach. At this point, Xianxia couldn't help but feel a bit annoyed. This mechanical monkey was so perfect, making it hard for Xianxia to find flaws. Without flaws, how could he expand this business deal? Numerous people had consulted him in the past, paying far more spirit stones than initially planned. This was because Xianxia would point out more flaws, guiding them to ask more questions. Aside from complaining about the high fees, these people had no other grievances. Because Xianxia's guidance was indeed correct and effective, gritting his teeth inwardly, Xianxia continued his inspection. He opened the monkey's palm, and a flash of brilliance appeared in his eyes. Clicking his tongue, he silently praised. This palm design is ingenious. These several micro-formations are nested within each other, making the monkey's palm movements sensitive and lively, capable of performing quite complex finger actions. This formation combination is very innovative, not a common assembly. The person who laid it is extraordinarily talented. Did Ning Zhuo design this as well? Who is this fellow? A genius cultivator of the Ning family. How come I've never heard of him? Chen Cha tried to maintain a calm expression until he scanned the mechanical monkey's head. At this point, he could no longer hide it, showing a trace of astonishment. He found that the artifacts inside the monkey's head were actually 3 circling bullets. Circling bullets are originally an attack artifact, capable of being remotely controlled to change flight direction. But now they've been modified to fly in circles inside the monkey's head, serving as receivers for divine sense. This is the first time I've seen this, unheard of. Oh, and they are complemented by numerous talismans inside the monkey's brain. This is an outstanding innovation. With a rough calculation, Chen Cha knew this setup would work. What I'm lacking is precisely this kind of inspiration and innovation. Chen Cha felt a pang of jealousy and couldn't help asking Ning Zhuo, "How did you come up with this idea?" Ning Zhuo replied, "Modifying circling bullets into divine sense receivers was a last resort for me, because this explosive flame monkey is meant to sell and make money. If I used an array plate, the costs would be much higher, so I adopted this design. I feel this isn't the best solution. This design still has unexamined risks and instability factors." Chen Cha's eyes lit up. Cost. Yes, without using an array plate, the cost of this mechanical monkey is minimal. Isn't this exactly the excellent mechanism I'm striving for? Going by its performance, it would definitely sell like hotcakes in the market. Wait a moment. Chen Cha looked at Ning Zhuo and suddenly felt a bit angry. This mechanical artifact had no flaws at all. What was he consulting him for? Yet this young man brought it up for advice. What was his intention? Could this genius be intentionally toying with me? Anger followed by a surge of doubt filled his mind. Did this young man truly create such an excellent mechanism? If I designed such an artifact and was this young, I'd have raised my head proudly, boasting everywhere. This is a testament to one's own abilities, something ordinary people cannot accomplish. But this young man seemed excessively humble. As if lacking confidence, with a guilty conscience of falsely claiming someone else's work. Chen Cha, who had grown suspicious, discreetly questioned Ning Zhuo about several matters. The questions spanned multiple areas, and only the true creator could answer them. Of course, this was no challenge for Ning Zhuo. After a round of exchanges, Chen Cha dismissed his suspicions, his heart inevitably shaken. This was really designed and made by him. Isn't he a disciple of the Ning family? The Ning family excels in talismans, so when did they become so proficient in mechanical techniques, even nurturing such an outstanding young cultivator? If this development continues, this child will undoubtedly become extraordinary in the future. Chen Cha looked at Ning Zhuo with newfound respect and intense interest, unable to resist asking him more questions. Ning Zhuo said, "This year, I graduated from the academy. Senior, with your discerning eyes, I must admit that I do have a great interest in mechanical techniques and have been self-studying by collecting books. It has nothing to do with the Ning family academy." Chen Cha stroked his beard, deliberately asking, "Among the 100 arts of cultivation, the top 4 are alchemy, artifact refining, talisman making, and formations. Mechanical techniques are at the bottom, a fringe discipline among fringe disciplines. Why do you favor this path so much?" In an instant, Ning Zhuo realized that this exchange had reached the most critical juncture. This meeting with Chen Cha had been premeditated. Bringing out the mechanical monkey was part of his plan. The young man pondered for a moment, then replied solemnly, "I believe that the essence of cultivation is to practice the truths of the world. The 100 arts of cultivation are merely applications of these truths, essentially just tools. Pills are tools, magic artifacts are tools, flying swords are tools, and so are talismans and formations. Using these tools can facilitate our cultivation and increase the success rate of various activities. And the pinnacle of tools is none other than mechanical techniques. The new materials for a mechanism are refined using alchemical methods. The structure of a mechanism is shaped using artifact refining techniques. The arrays and talismans on a mechanism all involve the skills of formation setting and talisman making. An excellent mechanical artifact is a clever combination of cultivation techniques. At this point, Ningzhuo paused, then added, "As for why mechanical techniques are at the bottom of the 100 arts, considered fringe, it's because they are difficult to learn and perfect, with the highest barrier to entry. On one hand, constructing mechanical artifacts requires cultivators to master various cultivation techniques. Alchemy, artifact refining, talisman making, and array setting are all fundamental. After mastering them, one must choose and combine countless materials and techniques. On the other hand, designing mechanical artifacts is even harder. It tests a cultivator's thinking, talent, inspiration, and imagination. A good design may take a cultivator many years to complete, often getting stuck at a certain point for years without progress. Only excellent designs can produce excellent mechanical artifacts. Xianxia, hearing Ningzhuo's arguments, leaned back slightly. His eyes shining as he looked at the young man before him, unable to resist clapping his hands. Well said indeed. His attitude towards Ningzhuo changed once again. From mere appreciation and interest, it turned into genuine rapport between like-minded individuals. The interactions between people are mysterious. Some may be in close contact daily, yet remain the most familiar strangers. Others might resonate in their first conversation, finding mutual understanding and agreement. Xianxia and Ningzhuo grew more and more engaged in their discussion, naturally changing how they addressed each other. Xianxia affectionately called Ningzhuo Little Zhuo, while Ningzhuo began referring to him as Old Chen. To Ningzhuo's questions, Xianxia pondered for a moment and then provided 3 solutions. Normally, he would offer at most 1 solution for clarification. But with Ningzhuo, he held nothing back. Listening to the 3 plans, Ningzhuo immediately had innumerable questions and asked them one by one. Xianxia answered them all, his attitude towards explanations exceedingly enthusiastic, completely disregarding any fees. Ningzhuo continued to offer suggestions, modifying the 3 plans. Xianxia couldn't help but immerse himself in the joy of discussing with a peer. In their discussion, the plans quickly improved and optimized, eventually settling on adding blood to the explosive flame monkeys, incorporating a dynamic array foundation within the blood. This would stabilize the body and allow blood evaporation to dissipate heat, significantly alleviating the heat stress on the explosive flame monkeys. Xianxia judged, "Based on my years of experience, once the explosive flame monkeys hit the market, they will undoubtedly be well received. Little Zhuo, why don't you let my disc workshop produce the explosive flame monkeys? For you, how could you personally manufacture a large number of mechanical explosive flame monkeys? You must entrust a workshop for mass production. My disc workshop has enough cultivators and equipment to meet your production needs. Additionally, I have been operating in Fire Persimmon Immortal City for decades, with sufficient sales channels and some background in the City Lord's mansion. On one hand, I can use my connections to get some tax exemptions, allowing you to earn more. On the other hand, this provides protection. Once the mechanical explosive flame monkeys are released, they will severely impact the interests of the Monkey Head Gang. This gang rears a group of spiritual pet monkeys whose biggest business is ordering the monkeys to pick explosive fire persimmons. This is something that needs to be anticipated." Ningzhuo blinked, feigning hesitation. "This." Xianxia smiled sincerely and earnestly said again, "Little Zhuo, I'll be honest with you. This is also highly beneficial to me. My disc workshop has not had any impressive products for many years. Your explosive flame monkeys perfectly meet my urgent needs. The better the explosive flame monkeys sell in the future, the better my disc workshop's reputation will become, making business easier. Therefore, I will only take 30% of the profits from the explosive flame monkeys. All production costs will be entirely covered by me. Ningzhuo scratched his head. Old Chen, I can feel your sincerity, but... Chen Cha stroked his beard. No problem, such a big matter indeed needs careful consideration. Perhaps you should consult your family. However, although the Ning family is a great cultivation family, they don't have much strength in the mechanical industry. Relying on the family for this business is not a good idea. They might also likely entrust a mechanical workshop themselves. I speak candidly, little Zhuo. You can go and investigate. Ningzhuo waved his hand. Old Chen, I lost both parents at a young age, living under the care of my uncle and aunt. Now, having graduated from the academy, I am fully independent. I can make these decisions on my own. I never intended to let the Ning family control the mechanical explosive flame monkeys. I only have one small request. Chen Cha. Oh, feel free to ask. Ningzhuo, I want to join your workshop, participating in various mechanical workshop activities to help me gain experience. I wish to seek guidance from you, old Chen. I have so many questions accumulated. As for consultation fees, they can be deducted from my explosive flame monkey's earnings. How about it? Chen Cha laughed heartily. Little Zhuo, having you join us is a blessing for the disc workshop. I welcome you warmly. With your talent, you should directly be the vice workshop master. Ningzhuo quickly waved his hands. That won't do. I need to learn and seek guidance. How could I, a mediocre Ning family youth, have the ability to be vice workshop master? Mediocre. You are far too modest. Chen Cha shook his head, deeply impressed, mistakenly believing it to be the family ethos of the great Ning family. Ningzhuo's true thoughts were just that. He did not find anything wrong with Chen Cha's previous criticism. Old Chen admires me and shows me great hospitality, likely due to the consulting business and mechanical profits. I have only made minor achievements in mechanical techniques. I cannot fully understand many mechanisms in the organ secret record that Mother left behind. Just designing the mechanical monkey took me several years, with many bumps along the way. This time's problem was only solved by consulting old Chen. In the realm of mechanical techniques, I still need more and greater progress. Chen Cha's evaluation was never exaggerated, entirely grounded in reality and rich life experience, something Ningzhuo did not know. On one hand, Ningzhuo had always hidden his talents and never had an exchange with a peer like today, unaware of his true positioning. On the other hand, Ningzhuo followed his mother's dying wish, always cautious and mindful, constantly building psychological defenses to conceal his talent. Even when he achieved something, he would find various ways to criticize himself and identify his shortcomings, ensuring he didn't fall into pride and complacency. For 14 years, he repeatedly told himself, I am average, ordinary. Even if I accomplished this, others could do it too. I need to work harder, never slack off. Over time, these countless reminders instilled in him a deeply humble character. Unable to see his excellence, genuinely believing that he was not outstanding and had much to improve. Chen Cha had long yearned for mechanical artifacts like the explosive flame monkeys, a longing that occupied his thoughts day and night. After agreeing to collaborate with Ningzhuo, Chen Cha immediately utilized the full capacity of his workshop that same day, producing over 20 mechanical monkeys and sending them to the market to start selling. That evening, Ningzhuo placed the explosive flame monkeys, set up with dynamic arrays, into the furnace for another baking test. This time it is highly likely to succeed. Ningzhuo felt confident about it. His eyes turned pensive. xianxia. Ning Zhuo had investigated xianxia for years and knew quite a bit about his character. Just as xianxia had a high opinion of Ning Zhuo also rated xianxia highly. If the crucial aspect of the explosive flame monkeys is resolved, the next step is to figure out how to access the Magma Fairy Palace. The Magma Fairy Palace was hidden within the depths of Fire Persimmon Mountain, concealed in thick lava. First, Ning Zhuo needed to reach the interior of Fire Persimmon Mountain. The path existed. Start at the summit of Fire Persimmon Mountain, dive into the Flame Demon Melting Cave via the volcano's mouth. Choose the correct path from thousands of passages, and proceed deep enough to reach the vicinity of the Magma Fairy Palace. But if I enter the cave for the first time, and something happens to the Magma Fairy Palace, that would be too conspicuous. After all, I have never entered the Flame Demon Melting Cave in all these years. Suddenly going into the cave would be abrupt. I need a cover. With this thought, the image of his uncle Ningzi appeared in Ning Zhuo's mind. In that moment, he formed a plan. The young clan leader of the Ning family summoned Ningzi again to inquire about the progress of his mission to contact the youthful guest. Ningzi, swallowing his pride, gave his report. Bang! The young clan leader, Ning Zioran, was so enraged that he grabbed the ink stone on the desk and hurled it forcefully. The ink stone struck Ningzi's forehead, immediately causing him to bleed. Ningzi did not dare to wipe it off. With his legs giving out, he fell to his knees and cried out, "My young clan leader, it is not that I, Ningzi, have not tried hard. I have truly given it my all, but that youthful guest is impervious to both coax and force. I truly lack the capability. I cannot accomplish such a task. You have overestimated me, young clan leader. I lack the confidence and ability to complete such an assignment." Ningzi did not dare to mention the matters related to the 3 ghosts of the Huang family. Those were his own decisions. He had long wanted to discard this task. Now that the situation had deteriorated to its worst, he decided to admit his failure bluntly. He could not complete this mission. You. The young clan leader, his fingers trembling with rage, could not utter a word to the obstinate Ningzi for a while. Leaning against the back of his chair, he breathed heavily for a long time before waving his hand dismissively. Such a simple task, and you cannot do it properly. Very well, I will assign it to someone else. Get out. Your incompetence gives me a headache. Ningzi quickly bowed out, but as he reached the door, the young clan leader called him back. Wait. Ningzi's heart sank. He turned around and saluted. What are your orders, young clan leader? In a calmer tone, the young clan leader said, I have reviewed the list for the upcoming grand examination and noticed that Ning Zhuo is on it. He ranked 31st this time. As his uncle, what do you have to say? Ningzi forced a bitter smile. Regarding little Zhuo, I am deeply troubled as well, young clan leader. The child has grown up and believes he is fully fledged. After yesterday's exam, he had a falling out with us. Alas, perhaps it is because little Zhuo lost his parents at a young age, and our efforts have been insufficient, resulting in his eccentric temperament and reclusive nature. He is very stubborn and refuses to go through backdoor means, as it would bring shame upon him. The young clan leader's eyes narrowed. Ningzi, you are well aware. Ning Zhuo's father, Ning Zhang, your very own brother, was my savior. I promise to take good care of Ning Zhuo and help him cultivate properly. The child does not understand, but don't you? Ningzi quickly bowed. I understand your meaning, young clan leader. I will go back and persuade Ning Zhuo to change his mind. Good. The young clan leader waved his hand, giving a final ultimatum. If you fail to accomplish this minor task, you will no longer be qualified to hold the procurement manager position. Ningzi felt a weight lifted off his heart as he returned home with a somber expression. When Ning Zhuo's aunt, Wang Lan, saw him, she immediately exclaimed, Husband, how did you get hurt? Of course, it was the young clan leader. Ningzi sighed. His aunt replied with resentment. That Ning Zioran. If he is so capable, he should recruit the youthful guest himself instead of relying on his subordinates. As she muttered complaints, she gently applied medicine to the wound on Ningzi's forehead. The pain from the wound made Ningzi's mouth twitch. He sneered. Luckily. I finally managed to get rid of that hot potato. But Ning Zioran has given me another task, he continued. Sai, it is about little Zhuo again, Ningzi briefly explained. His aunt's brows shot up furiously, resembling an agitated cat. What? We really have to spend money to get him in through connections so he can join the family enterprise. No, I refuse. How much money will it cost? We raised him for so many years. Bringing him up was hard enough. Now we still have to spend more money. His uncle sighed. He has been living at the academy with his living expenses barely covered. It is not much at all compared to the sacrifices we have made. Moreover, his mother left behind some money when she passed away. His aunt cried out, Don't you get it? That money is ours. Back then, when Ning Zhuo's mother lay on her deathbed, she entrusted that money to me. You were there, and some of the clan elders were also present. Ning Zhuo's mother stated clearly that the money was not for his upkeep, but to thank us. That money should be ours to use as we see fit. His uncle sneered. Precisely because of that, we must not mistreat little Zhuo. I am his uncle. He ranked 31st in the exams. It would be unseemly if I don't make arrangements. His aunt gritted her teeth and frowned. If taking out a large sum of money is what it takes, you might as well kill me. That ungrateful brat, along with that greedy Ning Zioran, both deserve to die. Husband, can't you see? Ning Zioran specifically pointed this out to extort us, forcing us to give him gifts and go through his connections to place Ning Zhuo in the family enterprise. Don't you understand what kind of person he is and what his intentions are? He is narrow-minded and ungrateful, making promises yesterday that he might claim to forget today. Previously, we thought our connections with him would make things easier. Yet for various matters, either he shoved responsibilities off or demanded money. When we sought his help to get you a procurement manager position, the cost was 3 times higher than for others. Now, he aims to use Ning Zhuo to extort us again. If he truly wanted to repay the life-saving favor, he would have shown some concern for Ning Zhuo over these years. If he genuinely wanted to repay the favor, he would have arranged for little Zhuo to join the family enterprise himself. After all, he is the young clan leader. Hypocritical, truly hypocritical. Her husband sighed deeply. Sigh, do you think I am unaware? His intentions are clear. If I fail this time and do not take the opportunity to please him with gifts, he will strip me of my management duties. His aunt was incredulous. Husband, are you really going to give in to his extortion? We have children of our own to look after. Jir also needs to cultivate and requires resources for it. What can we offer him? We can't even provide the pastries from the Golden Feast Hall that he likes. Her husband's face darkened as he snapped. Nonsense. Those golden nectar cakes are not something even a major manager can eat as snacks. Don't worry. Let me think this over thoroughly. Ningzi was filled with resistance at the thought of spending money and pulling strings to place Ning Zhuo into the family enterprise. Compared to his wife Wang Lan, it wasn't the money he minded, but rather his own dignity. Ning Zhuo had quarreled severely with him and his wife and was extremely stubborn. Could Ningzi, on that basis, still go out of his way to find a good place for him? Was this the role of an elder? It felt more like that of a servant. It should be Ning Zhuo begging me to handle this matter, and not me rushing to arrange it for him. I am his eldest uncle, his elder. If I do it this way, won't it make his tail stick up to the sky, and from then on, he will only look at me through his nostrils? How will I discipline him in the future? But the situation was beyond control. Young clan leader Ning Zioran had cornered Ningzi, and Ningzi did not want to give up his managerial position. What should he do? Ningzi racked his brains for a long time without finding a good solution. In the afternoon, Ningzhuo returned home. In the main hall, Ningzhuo greeted Ningzi and Wang Lan once again and stated his purpose. "Dear uncle and aunt, I've come this time mainly to take away some daily necessities." When studying at the academy, Ningzhuo usually stayed here. Only on weekends did he go back to live alone. Ningzi feigned concern and inquired about his situation. Ningzhuo quietly activated the power of the treasure seal in his sea of consciousness, while he told the couple he had found a job at a mechanical workshop with good pay. After a brief conversation, Ningzhuo excused himself and left. Watching his departing figure, Wang Lan snorted coldly. What mechanical workshop? Hardly ever heard of it. Such a small workshop, what prospects could it have? Ningzi remained expressionless. Young people are often very ambitious. They have to go through some hardships to understand the difficulty of the world. Seeing Ningzhuo's stubborn attitude, Ningzi was even more annoyed at the idea of using money and connections to get him a job. Wait, maybe I can use his personality to do something. Ningzi suddenly came up with a good idea. He sneered. Little Zhuo is too scholarly and young. He likes adventure and excitement. I remember that many family cultivators have joined the Demon Hunting Association, entering and exiting the Flame Demon Melting Cave to hunt volcanic demon beasts. I can have someone provoke little Zhuo into hunting demons. The aunt grew worried. Isn't that too dangerous? She was stingy with money, but didn't want to see Ningzhuo getting harmed or even dying. The uncle shook his head slightly. Many Ning family members are already there at the Demon Hunting Association. Besides, this time the young clan leader asked me to procure as many as 80 top and bottom wishing ropes, clearly indicating that our family is set to explore the Flame Demon Melting Cave on a large scale. By then, under the protection of the family's forces, little Zhuo's safety should not be an issue. Little Zhuo is young and fiery, likes stimulation and adventure, and wants to achieve success on his own. He dislikes my arrangement and insists on joining the Demon Hunting Association. How about this explanation? Ha ha ha. The wonderful thing is, the exploration of the Flame Demon Melting Cave is also family business. Ningzhuo is contributing to the family. It can be reluctantly considered family business too. Thus, the young clan leader won't use this to put pressure on me. Of course, the money still has to be sent. It's just that arranging for little Zhuo to join the Demon Hunting Association costs far less than arranging him into family enterprises. The aunt blinked and thought for a moment. This idea is good, however, dear. Since the family plans to make big moves in the Flame Demon Melting Cave, there must be many opportunities for merit. What about Jir? The uncle immediately glared and scolded. Are you crazy? On the battlefield, swords have no eyes. What if something happens to Jir? Do you want us, the white-haired, to send off the black-haired children? Ah, the aunt panicked immediately and quickly said, I was wrong, I thought too much. Jir is indeed safest at home making talismans. None of them noticed that just as Ningzhuo turned to leave, 2 streaks of fresh blood flowed from his nostrils. Ningzi thought it was his own idea, feeling smug. He did not know this was actually the result of Ningzhuo's active influence. As the sun set, darkness cloaked fire persimmon Immortal City. Ningzhuo took a deep breath, feeling slightly nervous and anxious, and opened the pill furnace. Very good, it's indeed successful. Seeing the unharmed mechanical explosive flame monkey, Ningzhuo relaxed, feeling elated. Then he willed it. The seal hidden in his sea of consciousness slightly glowed. It was the magical treasure left to him by his mother, the Buddha Heart Devil seal. The top of the seal was carved with a Buddha and a devil, standing back to back, forming a sharp contrast. The Buddha's expression was serene and benevolent, while the devil appeared ferocious, eyes like fire. The body of the seal resembled a round basin. The surrounding Sanskrit talismans flickered on and off. The bottom of the seal had ancient celestial script with 4 large words. Buddha Heart Devil. One thought to become Buddha, one thought to become devil. I am both Buddha and devil. The seal, reflecting itself, was Buddha's compassion, saving others and oneself. Reflecting upon others, it could project a cultivator's thoughts and ideas into others' sea of consciousness, influencing and changing their thoughts. For this, it became others' heart demon. To hide this treasure, Ningzhuo had suffered much and paid many prices. He frequently bought gold thread jade dew cakes, primarily to expand his sea of consciousness, increasing his foundation to bear this magical treasure. He also gained much from this treasure. For example, when he disguised himself as a youthful guest among the black market and was robbed by a demon cultivator. Ningzhuo used this treasure to shake the enemy's mind, creating flaws. Even a momentary flaw often allowed him to win effortlessly. Also, like today, to influence Ningzi, he forced the treasure's power to exert a little influence. Only then did Ningzi have the inspiration to come up with the plan to have Ningzhuo join the Demon Hunting Association. But because of it, Ningzhuo's soul was often weak, his spirits exhausted, and his nostrils continuously bled. The uncle was in the foundation establishment stage, and I was only at the 3rd level of the Kai refinement realm. Influencing him was very difficult and came at a cost. Unlike when I acted in the black market, wearing the Iron Hand armor that granted the power of foundation establishment. So I could easily shake my foundation establishment enemies by invoking more of the seal's power. However, the true use of this seal is not here but for controlling mechanical constructs. Ningzhuo evoked the seal's power, forming a heart seal. The heart seal appeared pale pink and instantly shot into the mechanical monkey's body. The next moment, the mechanical monkey opened its eyes and leaped out of the pill furnace by itself. The mechanical explosive flame monkey, agile and quick-witted, leapt around the underground workshop, moving freely without disturbing any items. Its actions were deliberate and precise. If others saw this, they would have been astonished. There were many ways to control mechanical constructs, the mainstream being divine sense control. However, cultivators needed divine sense, which typically required foundation establishment cultivation level. Ningzhuo had equipped the mechanical monkey with a divine sense receiver, meaning this construct was meant for foundation establishment cultivators. However, even an experienced foundation establishment mechanism master would find it difficult to control the mechanical monkey so adeptly using divine sense. This was because the divine sense receiving unit of the mechanical monkey consisted of 3 pellets, conceived by Ningzhuo to save costs and use ingenuity. Compared to traditional array plates, the control performance was vastly reduced. So, it wasn't the mechanism master's lack of skill, but the mechanical monkey's inherently poor control performance. Yet under Ningzhuo's control, the mechanical monkey was as vivid as a real monkey, all thanks to the heart seal. As the saying goes, the hearts were in sync. Using the Buddha Heart Devil seal, Ningzhuo implanted a heart seal into the mechanical monkey, allowing him to control it directly with his mind. This form of control was more convenient and effective than divine sense. Ningzhuo commanded the monkey to somersault and attempt to store fire essence, all with great success. Years of preparation have finally come to fruition at this moment. The youth felt a sense of achievement, gazing toward the magma fairy palace with a flash of determination in his eyes. Ning Chen and Ning Yang sat by the window on the 2nd floor of the restaurant, constantly monitoring the street. Look, Ningzhuo has appeared. Let's go. The two hurriedly moved, arriving at the street corner ahead of time, pretending to run into Ningzhuo by chance. Ningzhuo, Ning Yang called out. Ningzhuo looked at the two, paused for a moment, and smiled. It's you guys, Ning Yang, Ning Chen. These two were Ningzhuo's classmates. Ning Chen feigned a sigh. Since the final exams, we haven't met. It feels like a long time. Ning Zhuo's heart stirred. Although the time has been short when a lot happens, it naturally feels like a long time has passed. Ning Yang said, I heard about your situation. After the final exams, you fell out with your uncle and aunt, refusing their help. Living alone now, is it hard? What are you doing to earn spirit stones to maintain your cultivation? Ning Zhuo hesitated. I am currently doing odd jobs in a mechanical workshop. What about you guys? Ning Yang laughed lightly, somewhat proudly. We've joined the Demon Hunting Association. We're buying supplies to go out of the city. Tonight, we'll be joining seniors of the association to hunt demon beasts in the demon cave. Exciting, isn't it? Ning Zhuo gaped in surprise. You guys are going into the flame demon melting cave. That's too dangerous. What's there to be afraid of? If you're afraid of death, what can you accomplish? Ning Yang puffed out his chest, a look of disdain on his face. We're young and should be venturing everywhere. If you don't take risks, how can you achieve extraordinary gains? Without money to speed up my cultivation, when will I ever reach foundation establishment? Ning Chen interjected, Don't listen to his boasting. Our Ning family cultivators are in the Demon Hunting Association. Have you heard of Lord Ning Zhanji? We'll be entering the cave under his leadership, and tonight is the low tide of the earth flame, so it's quite safe. Ning Chen tried his best to dispel Ning Zhuo's concerns. Ning Zhuo showed a look of envy. Seeing this, Ning Yang directly invited him. I say, Ning Zhuo, stop working in the workshop. Just come with us into the cave. There are so many treasures hidden in the demon cave. How much can you earn in a week? Perhaps you might find a spirit plant in the flame demon melting cave that's worth a week's salary. Ning Zhuo shook his head, waving his hands in refusal. My swordsmanship grades have always been mediocre. Fighting demonic beasts is too dangerous. I can't do it. Coward. Ning Yang glared, about to speak again. Ning Chen stopped him with a look, smiling at Ning Zhuo. If I were you, Ning Zhuo, I would go back and apologize to my uncle and aunt. Ask them to pull some strings to get me into the family business. The treatment is much better than any outside job. Ning Zhuo immediately shook his head, showing youthful defiance, speaking firmly. Since it has come to this, there's no way I will bow my head. Ning Chen laughed lightly. Then if I were your uncle or aunt, seeing you struggling in a small, obscure workshop, what would I think? Maybe thinking, look at this Ning Zhuo. Arrogant and insensible without our help, he can only live a hard life, gradually becoming the lowest among cultivators. Ning Zhuo immediately frowned, his face darkening, as if his inner defenses had been broken. Ning Chen smiled inwardly, pressing further, moments later. Watching Ning Zhuo's departing figure, Ning Yang remarked, Ning Zhuo's grades were better than ours, but what does that matter? He still fell for our provocation easily and agreed to come with us tonight. Ning Chen sighed. Ning Zhuo is just like us, an ordinary person. If I were in his shoes, being schemed against, I would fall into the same trap. Sigh. Seeing his companion's dejection, Ning Yang consoled. Ning Zhuo is our classmate, but we are now following Lord Ning Zhanji. This order came directly from him. What does a little classmate affection matter compared to our future? Besides, we rarely interacted with him anyway. Ning Chen shook his head slightly. Forget it. At least this way, we can report back to Lord Ning Zhanji. Let's go. In the evening, Ning Zhuo arrived alone at the gathering point. Ning Yang smiled, bringing him inside. Ning Chen led him to Ning Zhanji. Ning Zhanji, a tall, burly, middle-aged man with narrow eyes, looked him up and down indifferently. Since we're all from the Ning family, I'll take care of you this time and let you join the team. But remember, follow all my commands and arrangements. Understood, senior, Ning Zhuo hastily replied. Ning Zhuo's mind quickly recalled information about Ning Zhanji. Years ago, the Ning family had started consciously sending cultivators outside to various organizations in and around Fire Persimmon Immortal City. Ning Zhanji was one of them. He was powerful, decisive, and exceptionally proficient on the battlefield, making him a promising leader. He could seize fleeting opportunities in battle, which made him stand out as a commanding figure. This time, Ning Zhanji was acting on behalf of Ning Zi, having accepted his money to provoke Ning Zhuo through Ning Chen and Ning Yang. Ning Zhanji glanced at Ning Zhuo twice before withdrawing his gaze, evaluating in his mind. Kai refinement stage level 3, nothing special. Soon, the group gathered, totaling over 50 people. Most of them bore the surname Ning. The few outsiders present had close ties with the Ning family. Ning Zhanji led the group towards the Flame Demon Melting Cave. Fire Persimmon Immortal City was a typical mountain city. Most buildings in the city were concentrated halfway up the mountain. The higher towards the city center, the more elevated the terrain, with the very center being the volcanic crater. Lower towards the outskirts, the terrain descended gradually, extending to the foothills. The group climbed from the mountainside to the top, passing through several checkpoints with sparse inspections, eventually reaching the summit. At the summit, the spiritual energy was significantly denser and hotter. The air was filled with a pungent sulfur odor. Even at night, the volcanic crater emitted a bright glow. With this light, Ning Zhuo saw white smoke drifting above the crater. Amidst this white smoke, many smoke cloud sparrows flitted about, darting in and out. Ning Zhuo and the others reached the edge of the volcano. Looking down, they saw a vast, flat, rocky area inside the crater. The crimson rocks constantly emitted scorching heat. Some red rocks were tightly connected, while in other places there were gaps between the rocks, through which glowing orange magma flowed. There were also numerous openings in the rocks. Some openings occasionally spouted flames, others oozed magma, while some were deep pathways leading further underground. The mountain walls and the rocky ground had almost vertical angles, with the mountain walls displaying a glazed appearance, exceptionally smooth. This was clearly man-made, making the entire volcanic crater resemble a giant open cup. Moving towards the center, Ning Zhuo noticed the number of holes on the red rock surface increased, and the sizes grew larger. Finally, his eyes fixed on the very center of the rocky ground. There lay a magma lake,